Hi, lovely friends. It's Kelly from Kelly Reads a Lot, and I know I have not been here in a month, and I know that the last time I was here, I was also in my car. I'm just taking it where I can get it now. I wanted to update you on my husband because so many of you were so kind and reached out to me and made wonderful comments when I let you know that my husband had a ischemic stroke. And I just wanted to give an update, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about how that happened because his presentation was atypical, and we're told so much about look for the fast signs like the drooping, the trouble, slurred speech, things like that. None of that occurred for my husband, so I wanted to help you guys know what could be happening, not to make you paranoid about every little symptom. But if something just seems off with a family member, and of course I'm going to talk a little bit about books and what they have meant to me. First of all, I just want to say that you're in my heart. Those of you that commented and you came to my last video because of a stroke in your family, because there's a stroke in the title of the video, and you may have been dealing with one yourself. And I just want to say how much it meant to me that you shared your story and how humbled I am, and how you guys are dealing, a lot of you, with so many harder things than we are. My husband's mobility is good. He's still himself, and I know some of you are dealing with people that their personalities have changed, or maybe some paralyzation, very hard things. And so I just wanted to say that you are in my thoughts, my prayers, and all my love to you guys. I also just wanted to say that you just thank God for saving my husband's life and carrying us through this just hard time. I apologize for the air conditioner in the background. It's pretty hot here today in central Oklahoma. But let me just tell you, he is doing a lot better. He's been home from the hospital. We are about 6 weeks out from his stroke, and he is making improvements. He's in speech therapy, and let me tell you a little bit about how this presented for those of you that, just in case it will ever help you to know this. So he came home from work on July 31st, 45 minutes early, because he said that it's hard to look at his computer screen. It was just really hard. His eyes were tired. It was giving him a little bit of a headache, and he just seemed a little out of it, but exhausted. He'd been working really hard, and he'd been a little bit stressed at work. The next day, he presented more like maybe a stomach virus. He felt a little nauseous, a little slightly dizzy and out of it. And because he was slightly dizzy and out of it, I knew there was a stomach bug going around, but that I feel out of it concerned me. So our primary care was out of town, so they got us an appointment in urgent care, and we went in. His vitals seemed pretty good then. I think they used the wrong size blood pressure cuff on him. I think it would have showed that his blood pressure was a lot higher if they would have used the right size. And then, so he slept most that day. They said, sleep it off. There's a weird stomach virus going around. If you get the worst headache of your life, or you start, slurring your words or something like that, go to the hospital. None of that ever happened. So we went back home. He slept it off. The next day is, he didn't feel nauseous anymore. He took a shower, but he was saying after a shower that he was just too exhausted, just way too tired to go to work. I was thinking maybe that's just post-stomach virus stuff. He hadn't thrown up a lot. He just thrown up once. But, viruses can be weird. But when I went into the bathroom, that's when the first sign that something that may be wrong was happening. And that I could tell that maybe there was some vision issues going on, because he threw his sock on top of our kid's toothbrush. And I was like, that is weird. And I don't know, unless God was leading me, I think he was, to ask questions I asked next. I went in, I said, what is 9 plus 9? He couldn't answer. He said 800. I asked him his birthday. He couldn't answer. I asked him the year. He couldn't answer. We have a hospital very close, less than 5 minutes away. I knew I could get him there faster than an ambulance could get to our house and get him there. So we went right away, and they did not make us wait at all. When we got there, we were in a room immediately. So sadly, the CT scanner was down. So I put him in an ambulance. And our kids, by the way, they were home. My oldest daughter is a teen. So she watched the 2 younger boys. And family came, to kind of calm and comfort them. So we had support right away. A pastor from our church immediately met us at the second hospital location, and the right neurologists were with us right away. I just felt like everything was just like anointed to help us in this really hard thing that we were going through. We found out that he had a stroke to his left back part of his brain. His right visual field was completely taken out. Right now, he's not allowed to drive. That might change in the future if he gets some specialized training and driving without a right visual field. But for now, I'm the sole driver in the family. Things that he's struggling with is word recall, some math, some reading aloud, but miraculously he has recently started back to work because the rote memorization from his job was still there, and he's using some coping mechanisms and tricks. The speech therapy that he is going through is helping him, he has some underlying health issues that we are addressing that maybe contributed to this. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know that such support from our family, our friends, our church community, our kids' martial arts studio. My librarian brought me my holds to my house out of the goodness of her heart. I didn't ask her. She just lovingly did that. You need community, friends. You've got to have community. If you don't have people rallying behind you when you have had a crisis, of course you want to be that person too when other people have crises, but you need community. You need to be there for others. They need to be there for you. But this community has been such a blessing. All your comments. We've gone through hard times before medically. One of our children was born with heart problems. We've gone through several open heart surgeries, long NICU stay, and the cardiac ICU, the PICU. And when I was going through that in those early years, I didn't read anything except research on what I needed to know. I just kind of stopped that part of my life, and being on BookTube now has changed that in so many ways because I have a community that's encouraging me to read. I had buddy reads planned, and so I was already had a buddy read with Bethany Ring's book. We were going to read Flight of the Falcon by Daphne du Maurier. We ended up reading that anyway, and I have a long-term planned buddy read with Courtney Reeds. We're reading Dostoevsky's Brothers Karamazov next month. I'm going to be reading Nickelby with Dia and Tiffany from Novel Idea and Beautiful Minutia. I have been listening to Cozy Mysteries when I am supposed to be on hold with the pharmacy, with insurance, with the doctor's office. Their elevator music is making me crazy, so I'm turning on the Seaside Cafe Mysteries, and I'm telling you, books are therapy. Find what you enjoy, and I don't have much time on my day. I'm driving for, all of us, and so what I've done is when I'm cuddling with my little boys at night, I am reading. And when we are in the car, we're listening to Percy Jackson together. When we're having lunch, I'm reading Girl of Limberlost, and we're sharing stories as a family because it is healing. And I hope that Cozy Mysteries can be your therapy too. Read a lot. Bye-bye.